What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to today's football preview video. Today we're focusing on a match that is kicking off in the English Premier League, so please join me for this weekend's Super Sunday clash in England. Kicking off on Sunday, the 2nd of February, we're off to the Emirates in North London for a fixture that sees Arsenal host Manchester City. We start off our team analysis here with the home side being the Gunners. The last 5 fixtures for Arsenal have ended in 4 wins and then 1 draw. The Gunners' last match was a 2-1 win away at Girona in the UEFA Champions League earlier this week. And in their last 5, Mikel Arteta's team has scored 10 goals and conceded 4 goals. The first player I've got to talk about for Arsenal is a guy who I'm expecting to see get a bit of goalmouth action here, in Belgian left winger Leandro Trossard. He's doing well so far, 5 goals and 6 assists in 34 appearances. And in Leandro Trossard, I think that Arsenal have a very fast, lethal wide man who's very dynamic. Trossard is always moving, whether he has the ball or not. He's just looking for space and how best to exploit that space. Next up, I want to talk about somebody who I think will be looking to inject a bit of calmness in Arsenal's midfield, in English centre mid Declan Rice. In 31 appearances, he has scored 3 goals and contributed 5 assists, but I think Declan Rice brings a bit of patience and control to the midfield for Arsenal, but he also gives them a bit of creativity. He can pass, he can create, he can shoot himself. Declan Rice for me is a very well-rounded midfielder. And finally, on the defensive side for Arsenal, I want to talk about French centre-back William Saliba. In 31 appearances, he has just 2 goals, but Saliba for me is strong, he's physical, he's everything you need in a solid centre-back. But he's also a great leader in this Arsenal team. Everybody respects him, everybody looks at his contribution on the field, and they really understand his value in this team. So tactically for Arsenal, I think coach Mikel Arteta is still going to focus on getting his team to line up on the counter-attack. Arsenal like to use their pace out on the wings, and they have loads of quick players out wide like Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Martinelli and Kai Havertz. To achieve their counter-attacking success, Arsenal have looked to use the 4-3-3 a lot this season. It allows them to just stretch the play out wide. The role of the midfield is then to just load the ammunition for these forward players. And then for the forward players, obviously, the name of the game is beat your opposition wingback with your speed, go out wide and deliver a cross, cut in and take a shot, but make sure you convert those chances. Okay, now for the away team, Manchester City, the last 5 fixtures for the Citizens have ended in 3 wins, 1 draw, and then 1 loss. Thankfully, Manchester City managed to save their Champions League campaign this week with a 3-1 win at home against Club Brugge. In their last 5, the Citizens have scored 16 goals and conceded 8 goals, so I think it looks very good up front, but still a bit of work to do defensively for this team. Offensively for Manchester City, I think English right winger Phil Foden is going to be crucial. 28 appearances have seen Phil Foden score 10 goals and provide 4 assists. And when I look at Phil Foden, I see a real dribbling wizard, a player who excels in those 1v1 situations. He makes these great, amazing solo runs, and he scores these great individual goals. Creatively in the midfield for Manchester City, I think we'll see a lot of Belgian attacking midfielder Kevin De Bruyne. In 23 appearances, De Bruyne has 2 goals and 6 assists. But when I look at him, I see the passing master at Manchester City. His passing, his vision, and his final ball is always exceptionally accurate. And Kevin De Bruyne has proven to have great passing range as well. So it doesn't matter whether it's with a short pass or a long pass. If you find the space, Kevin De Bruyne will find you. And finally, on the defensive side for Manchester City, I want to talk just a little bit about English centre-back John Stones. He has 3 goals and 2 assists in 15 appearances, and I think John Stones brings a lot of height to this Manchester City team, a lot of intelligence to this backline that sometimes looks like it's lacking a bit of patience, and he brings a lot of composure to a team that sometimes looks very uncertain when they're caught on the ball. I think John Stones is very good at winning the ball, but when he has it, he's also looking to move the ball with purpose and not just looking to clear it into touch. Now, it's important for us to remember that the name of the game at Manchester City is possession. Pep Guardiola likes it when his team has all of the ball, they monopolize the control, and he has a lot of conductors and orchestrators in his midfield. Players like Mateo Kovacic and Ilkay Gundogan operate with somebody like Kevin De Bruyne to just pull the strings in the heart of the pitch for this team, control the game, dictate the tempo, pick up the pace when it's necessary, or slow the game down to sort of frustrate the opposition if that's the best course of action as well. The front line at Manchester City just needs to add the finishing touch to all of these great moves that you'll see with intricate build-up, accurate passing, and just overall very incisive play. But again, it does rely on a player like Erling Haaland to operate as that number 9, as the centre forward. Just get the goals, don't contribute too much, just apply the finishing touch. Looking at the head-to-head between Arsenal and Manchester City, the last 5 fixtures between these two teams have ended in 2 wins for the Gunners, 2 draws, and then 1 win for the Citizens. So it does seem that in the last few years, at least in this fixture, the tide has been turning against Manchester City. In terms of goal output though, Arsenal have scored 5 goals while City have scored 7. So it does look like when City win, they win with a big scoreline. But Arsenal are more than content to get a 1 goal or 2 goal lead and then just see the game out. I think if we look at the Premier League table though, Arsenal are second with 47 points, while Manchester City are lagging 6 points behind them in 4th on 41 points. So City are looking to keep the pressure up on Arsenal, and Arsenal are looking to keep the pressure up on Liverpool, who have top spot. I think injuries do play a big role in this one. Arsenal are without Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus, so I think they lose a bit of pace and creativity up front, especially on that right wing. Bukayo Saka has been the best player at Arsenal for the last 2 seasons, and I think without him, they do look a little bit flat on that end of the pitch. For Manchester City, all of their issues come in the spine of this team, particularly in that defensive half of the pitch. Without Rodri at holding midfield, Nathan Ake and Ruben Dias at centre-back, Pep Guardiola's team lose a lot of control in the heart of the pitch, and they also lose a lot of aggression when it comes to winning the ball back. And you see that now with Manchester City conceding so many goals. They no longer have a player who just goes out there and wins the ball back and turns the tide against the opposition in a split second. It will be a case of a makeshift attack from Arsenal versus a makeshift defense at Manchester City, and it's about which team is able to compensate for these fragilities in their team better. I think there is a certain effect that the Emirates has on this fixture as well. Arsenal's only losses this season at the Emirates have been against Manchester United and Newcastle United, but both of those losses were in the domestic cup competition. So in terms of the Premier League, Arsenal have yet to lose at the Emirates this season. For Manchester City though, 8 out of 10 losses this season have been away for the Citizens, so they're not really travelling very, very well. I think it's also very interesting to note that in terms of the Premier League, Manchester City have almost lost as many as they've won away from home. So Pep Guardiola's team are really struggling on the road this season. For City, while they are in more competitions, it does also mean that things like fatigue and fitness and injuries will start to pile up. And we've seen how the defensive issues at Manchester City have just derailed Pep Guardiola's entire season. I do think that City will score here. I think this team is starting to find their feet in terms of goal output, but I think defensively they still look very, very bad. And I think this Arsenal team at home will definitely be fancying themselves. I mean, I definitely do fancy Arsenal to at least get 2 goals in this one. But I do think that somehow the two teams just can't find a result. I think what happens is they end up cancelling each other out. I think Manchester City do get a lead perhaps early on, but I think then Arsenal are just able to capitalize on a split second when City just make a defensive error and they're able to convert their chance. Or it could go the other way around, where Arsenal hit City very, very quickly from kickoff, and then the Citizens have to churn out a result and just grind something out. But I don't think it will be easy, and I think both of these teams have a lot of work to do here. But my score prediction for this one is going to be Arsenal 2, Manchester City 2.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.